All right, guys, let's do a little analysis here. I was talking to one of my traders about vomit days, of how rare they are. On Zoom this past week, we did this on Zoom together, but I decided that maybe I should record a video for it. So let's go all the way back to February for Liberation Day. And let's just do a little tracking here on some of this. So bell to bell vomit day. Would we say this was a bell to bell vomit day? You betcha. Bell to bell vomit day. Let's add one there. Now, if the day retraces by 50%, at least by 50%, can we call that a bell to bell vomit day? Do we call this day a bell to bell vomit day compared to this one? We did finish at the low, but we retraced more than 50%. Can we say this was a bell to bell vomit day? No. I'm going to give this a retrace. What about this day? Well, started the vomit, short covered back, right? So let's add another one here. What about this day? Bell to bell vomit day? I would say, well, it went up and then it vomited down and then it basically recovered. So you had this, we're on a 30-minute chart. You had an hour and a half of vomiting followed by short covering. I'm going to give that a retrace. Okay. What about this day as far as hours? 30 minutes, 30 minutes, then it consolidated, one final push. So, one of the things I preach, 1 to 3 hours of vomiting is about all you get in most cases. So, I do want you to notice that two big candles consolidate, one fake out, and then boom, big push up. One candle, two candle, three. Okay. That's something worth noting. So let's come over here. Would we give this a bell to bell vomit day? I say yes. Once again, the harsh vomiting was one, two, three, maybe four candles. If you counted that one, five. So that's what, almost 3 hours of vomiting. And then it ended. What about this day? Is this a bell to bell vomit? No, definitely not. I'm just going to call that. So remember, we're in a strong downtrend. We are in a strong downtrend, just to come back and point this out. Let's come in here and throw on this. And this is kind of what we're doing is we're wanting to look at this at what happens on downtrends. A lot of times you think it's vomit every single day. That's not what happens. So what about this day? I'm going to give that a bell to bell vomit. It did not retrace 50%, but look at the end of the day. Boy, did that happen. So what about vomiting? 1 30-minute candle. Here's two, that's an hour. And then here's two, that's another hour. Something worth noting. So what about this day? Vomit first and then complete short covering hard. So we're going to give that another point here. What about this day? Same thing, little short push down, strong recover. We're going to give it another point. What about this day? Well, it went up and then it vomited. Is that a bell to bell? No. What are we going to call that? I can't call that a laddering down day. What do we call that? That's not a 50%. I don't think that retraced 50% even at the end of the day. It did retrace 50% at the end of the day. I can't call that a bell to bell vomit. And you had one, two vomit candles, then a consolidation, and then three. So there's an hour and a half, and then massive short covering there to end of the day. I'm going to move that to the camp of the short covering. What about this day? Vomit down, straight up short covering. I'm going to give it a point. What about this day? That's a bell to bell, but then you got this strong move up. Did that retrace 50%? Oops, wrong thing. Did that retrace 50%? Look at that, retraced 50%. Okay, not a bell to bell vomit day. Let's look at the number of hours. Three candles, hour and a half, then it consolidated. And then I'm going to say you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still within that 2.5 hour mark, and then a strong push back up. What about this day? Remember, we're still in a downtrend. We push down, short covering. I got to give it a point. What about this day? Push down, short cover. What about this day? Push down and then a bit of a push up. Did that retrace 50%? I'm not sure it did. It did. It retraced 50%. What about this day? Remember, we're still in a downtrend. Nope. No bell to bell. What about this day? No bell to bell. What about this day? I'm going to give it a bell to bell. I'm going to give that a bell to bell. Whoops. And then here we are coming back into that trend line. Certainly not a bell to bell. What about this day? Not a bell to bell. What about this day? Not a bell to bell. And that's where we finally broke that trend line. Would you agree? So let's go ahead and keep doing it because we obviously got another down move. Was this a bell to bell? Nope. Was this a bell to bell short? It went up, it went down, it came back. Nope. Is this a bell to bell short? Yes. Is this a bell to bell short? No. Is this a bell to bell short? Heck yeah. My goodness. Is this a bell to bell short? Nope. Is this a bell to bell short? Nope. Is this a bell to bell short? Nope. Is this a bell to bell short? Went down, it retraced up, it went down. Let's just give it a bell to bell short. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt there. It's a little bit of a weird one. Bell to bell short? I'll give it that one. Is this bell to bell? Nope. Is this bell to bell? I'm going to say, yeah. Obviously not. Obviously not. Obviously not. Obviously not. This is a half day. It did not retrace 50% during the RTH session, but look what happened overnight. Which way do we count that? Is that a bell to bell finishing at the lows? I'm not going to award that point to anybody because it went straight up first, then it went down. Is that a bell to bell vomit day? No, I'm not going to give anybody a point. What about this one? It went down, it went up. No, what about this day? Now that's a bell to bell vomit. I'll give it that one. And now looks like we're starting the uptrend. So let me add these up. Let me add these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 bell to bell vomit days. What about where it was not bell to bell, but we're in a strong downtrend? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And if I'd awarded that other one that I didn't, it would be 30. So it's a 3-to-1 in a strong downtrend. In a strong downtrend, it's 3-to-1. It's not going to be a bell to bell vomit. And look at the number of blue candles. Sometimes you get this rare day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 2, 4. That's 2.5 hours again. 1 to 3 hours of vomit. One 30-minute candle. Here's 2. That's an hour. So that isn't that really interesting though. So it's 3-to-1 in a strong downtrend. Let's go look at that downtrend. I'm going to bring this back to an hourly chart. I mean, that was that move down. Out of that move down, would you have guessed only 30% of the days was a bell to bell vomit? Seriously, would you have guessed there only 30% of those days were bell to bell vomit? And if you took the overnights into consideration, many times the overnights continued the recovery. Look at this, continued the recovery, continued the recovery, continued the recovery. Okay. So be careful thinking every day is going to be a bell to bell. I recommend treating shorts like microwave trades. And if you happen to be in a short and you're in it for 30 minutes or an hour or an hour and a half, you better start paying attention to price because it's probably not going to continue. And that was a strong trend down, was it not? The tariff vomits? You bet. Now let's look at the way up. Are any of these bell to bell shorts? I would actually say that was a bell to bell. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to add one here. I'm just going to add these up now because they're not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not a bell to bell vomit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Not a 16. Okay, there's a bell to bell vomit. So I'm going to come here and put in 16 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're going to come up here and add one more. You got to, where was that? It was here. And it really wasn't bell to bell. It went up, but then it vomited the rest of the day. So we're going to give it that. Oh man, I'm on an hourly chart now. What day is that? May 21st. I want to go back to a 30-minute chart. Let's go to May 21st. Because I like to count the number of, so 1, 2. So 1 hour of vomiting. Then we had 1, 2, 3, 30 minutes of vomiting. So this is, are we counting bell to bell shorts? One, and of course it's not. So I'm counting the knots. 1, 2, 3. I'd give that a bell to bell. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'm counting the knots again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not counting half days. 4. What do we count that? It finished at the lows, but it didn't start at the highs. This is one of those ones. Do I count that? Do I not count that? It's certainly not a bell to bell. It's most of the day. Let's give the benefit of the doubt to the bell to bell. Okay. So I'm counting the knots again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's one of those again. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. It kind of went up, finished at the lows. Okay. I'm counting the knots again. 1. That's not a bell to bell. We finished basically at the opening. I'm not giving that to anyone. So I'm going to still count that as 1, 2. We went up and we finished at the lows. So I'm going to give these guys 1, 2. I'm going to give this guy 1. What about this? Went up, finished at the lows. But we basically finish at the opening. Nobody gets a point. Here, I'll give a point to bell short. This one is not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't give this bell to bell. We retraced it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to give it to that one. I got to count 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to come up here and count that as 1. Oh, that was just recent. And then not. All right. So I'm going to add 2 more down here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39. And I think I missed one. I think it's 40. Like I hit the thing twice, but 40. So in total, 29 plus 40 is 69. And up here we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18. So what do we have? We have basically 69, 70, basically 20. Okay. So 2 out of 5, basically, right? 2 out of 7. I'm sorry. 2 out of 7. So the bell to bell shorts are not as often as you think they are. If you were to say, I want to trade bell to bell shorts, 18 days out of how many? 18 plus 69. So 87 days, 20% of the days are bell to bell. And this is just a small sample. That's just from the tariff vomit and back. 20% of the days are bell to bell. So 80% of the days, if you get an hour to a 2-hour vomit, 80% of the time, you're probably going to get what? A strong short covering. So be really careful. It's not as often doing the bell to bell vomits as you think they are. And this is just a small sample set. And remember, in that monster trend line down from February, it was still only 10 vomit days and 30 not vomit days. Tread carefully, living your life, looking for that monster, massive short. This is one reason I have forced myself to be much more long biased, even in this downtrend. I was long many times and did very well. And if you do happen to get the bell to bell trend day, none of my longs that I map out will actually become an entry because I am very good of how do I counter a trend move. And you have to have those rules in place. They need to be solid and you need to follow them. All right, hopefully this was beneficial to somebody.